Dexter Moskowitz is my name, and the story I'm telling is not at all self-saying. Okay. An accomplished architect I am, and unique kinds of music are my jam. Just so happens that what's playing on my hi-fi player is a love song about making it real, and that adds an additional layer. The song reminds me of what happened exactly a year ago, when my romantic relationship with Shirley Jarzell was finally given a go. And now, due to the tons of work I have, I almost forgot the anniversary. A celebration she and I should share in halves. But I have the strong memory, fortunately, and I am almost not beset by financial problems lately. As the end of another day of work approaches, I imagine myself and her being guided by horse-driven coaches. But then I realized I shouldn't spend too much on a date and realize potential financial woes too late. I decided instead to invite her to a film showing in a nearby mall, and that won't hurt my wallet after all. I just withdrew my money from the ATM machine, but there is nary a shadow of her to be seen. On this day, I was also supposed to reconnect with old friends. All I see on the street are some helpless people left to their own ends. One check on my social media feed and I understand my friends' intrinsic needs. They have other priorities to uphold, and that is part and parcel of when we all get old. I still wait for my betrothed, and I have no plans to hightail it back to my own abode. Okay. I then remember an incident from my childhood, and my memory of it is definitely not good. My father still remembered me destroying his favorite vase or vase, and a week later I hurt my leg so bad, and he used harsh words to debase. You did something wrong, so God must have punished you for it. And what of it? It's just a coincidence. You know, I spent lots of money for that. All that went down the drain because you toyed with it indiscriminately. Then why didn't you secure that vase better? That's not the point. You broke it, and it's your own fault. End of story. That day, my relationship with Dad went sour, but that didn't faze me, since a month later, he was the one to cower. Forgive me, my son. I indeed forgot to secure my vase, I guess. It's all my fault for not placing it somewhere safer. I'm just human after all. I make mistakes every now and then, no matter what I do. That's okay, Dad. At least you owned up to it. That would never happen in the real world. And also, I realized something. Unfortunately for most people, most households, I don't know. But yeah, not realistic for me. Go ahead, Dad. That all those positive and negative emotions we have, like my anger and my forgiveness, are what makes us human. They are both sides of the same coin, after all. Yes. And that is actually the name of this visual novel, The Same Coin. On that day, I learned about two sides of the same coin, and how that phrase would eventually make Shirley and I a join. And finally, my girlfriend shows up just as the sun sets, and with a bright smile on her face, she says, "Let's." We head inside the mall, the Hallowed Theater. We both saw a movie that is definitely better. A movie that gets so many rave reviews, and on many entertainment portals, it's always in the news. It's a superhero film that gets so much hype, because there are no things the audience can grip. We are so thrilled by what it has to offer. Judging from our exhaled faces, it's an experience like no other. 2.5 hours later, I want to tell her something. My love, our date isn't over yet. Why would it be? It's our first anniversary, so let's make the most of our time. And yeah, I don't have any other place in mind. Fortunately, I have one all lined up, but we'll do this tomorrow. Why? Secret. Why you look like that? Alright, I give in. We'll meet here at the mall again tomorrow at sundown, and you'll guide me to that super secret place. Yippee! So then, that's a wrap for today. See you tomorrow then. Yeah, tomorrow. I And thus ends part 1 of our anniversary date. Hopefully for the both of us, it's never too late. It's now 9 p.m. and I'm lying on my bed, wondering what will ensue on the day ahead. After all, tomorrow's a day of no work, and on part 2 of our date, I'm making sure it'll never be a jerk. Well, I'll never be a jerk. 8 hours of my trip to Dreamland have passed, and now I must think of a plan for this date this fast. But then something in my head starts to haunt me, and this time it has something to do with Shirley. Before she and I affirmed our love, she was involved in something unsavory, or at least a part thereof. I admit, I fell for a mediocre guy. And even worse, he convinced me to join some non-physical political protest to show that I love him. And when I actually joined the protest, I realized I was with a bunch of hooligans who would break stuff if they didn't get what they wanted. And even worse, during the protest, a friend messaged me on how she knew people who were paid to participate in this so-called caravan. But then it was too late for me to realize the damage that was being done. And once the protest was over, I finally blew my top. You and your fellow supporters of that politician are so overreacting. You're all condescending to the point that, to be honest, I'm getting all irritated by the likes of you. And what of it? Politics trumps everything, even love. So if you still love me, you better stick with my beliefs. That's not how this works. No way I would do that. As I've seen their true colors, can I make you and your kind accountable if your top dog failed this country? Haha, nice. Now then, you look like 35, you look awful, and you smell awful too. Your house will burn down. Why are you escalating so much? And then he left me with a truly demented laugh, like he was an escapee from a mental institution. He needs to be in a mental institution. And all this, I was both the sinner and the victim. Fortunately, I loved him before they would even get worse. Good thing I found another man who was more sensible. Entirely grateful to you, Dexter. I don't know if that actually happened, but I know for sure that her heart was never blackened. She nevertheless found a way to redeem herself and convinced me to love her more myself. And now I'm all locked and loaded for day 2. No sooner do I call her a number and live the magic anew. I meet Shirley at the mall again at 5, and I can feel my spirit come alive. She lets out an expiration that ostensibly smug. Nevertheless, I give her a hug. I know why you have to make that face. Because I'm tired of the cliche of, I'm so happy to see you again, dear. You're a unique woman, alright. Now then, guide me to that super secret place. Yes. Shirley guides my hand and I follow her every step. 15 minutes later, we're at the beach. Yep. I didn't notice that place before, but the sights are good. I want to see them more. Shirley then says something I should expect, and in all this, I still treat her with respect. Dexter, now that we're together for formally 1 year and a day, I need to tell you something. Yes, go ahead. I was a wretch, because I chose the wrong man before. Wait a second. Is she referring to the ex of hers? If she is, she's fortunate she left him before she could suffer for years. He chose me due to my looks, which hit all the right buttons for him. But what I didn't know is that he could be manipulative. And all that accumulated when he convinced me with this sweet talk that he would participate in a political rally. And that rally turned into a train wreck because the protesters started turning violent and broke stuff. He even convinced me to break stuff in order to prove that I loved him. Luckily, I said no, and after blowing his top, I left him for good once the dust had settled. That vision I saw was true after all, and I'm glad she didn't embrace herself all. I hold her hands ever so tight, and I say the following words with all my mustered might. Glad you saved yourself from a bleak future with him, and for that I thank you. And even so, I admit I'm not a perfect guy. I admit I can be annoying. I admit I can have anger issues from time to time. I admit I can be klutzy. I admit you can leave me anytime without me noticing. You don't have to be the perfect guy. You're upright, you can be relaxed at times, and you are not stubborn with your beliefs. Even I'm not the perfect girl either, but still, I'm the one for you. Why would I ever leave you high and dry? Yeah, and about that, belief thing. I don't need to shove my ideals onto someone else, especially if that someone else is you, my love. And I have no plans of leaving you anytime either. The next few seconds, an unusual yet still positive kind of energy beckons. I am light. I am darkness. I am human. I am the true me. I am the trigger in loving you. She affirms what I have said as her boyfriend, hugs me, letting her own warmth flow through me without end. While hugging me, she hands me a token and lets her manifest words be spoken. Thank you, dear, for making it real. I too am light, darkness, and humanity all rolled into one. I'm the true woman you'll love for all eternity, and you're the trigger to saving my life. Once we let go of the hug, I also hand her something from the pocket I just dug. So, we give each other the same coin, the same penny. Yes, to let each other know of our duality as human beings, and how it enables us to love each other despite it. We can be so deep, right? But it's miles better than not being able to reflect on what we really are, yeah? And thus, as the sun gives way to the night, we hold each other's hands tight. We have sustained together for a little over a year, to never, for hopefully, in infinity, disappear. The same coin. Okay. Conceptualization, story, UI design, programming, and debugging by Benedict, Moonlight, Bomber, Villariaza. Hopefully I got that right. I want to say I did, but I can be wrong. Character design and sprites by Soy Baby. Okay. Background images. Okay. Scripting engine, Renpy author, time. Okay. These are all just the credits. And music. Special thanks. In memory. And presented by and that is the end. Okay. Alright, that was the same coin. Visual novel. You saw all the credits there, so you know who was it by, who contributed, memory of, and special thanks to. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that fun stuff. Hopefully y'all had a good day, good yesterday, and even better tomorrow, and I will catch y'all.